I've always wanted to tell you more stuff about BodyTalk, actually, so this is perfect.
Yeah, because I remember whenever I get a session, it's just not enough time.
Yeah,
And then
no,
you're
it's
like,
not.
you have back-to-back client.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jenna, tell me, what is body talk and how does it differ from other holistic healing modalities?
Yeah, so BodyTalk is a system of complementary healthcare, actually. And it's this beautiful merriment of Eastern and Western medicines. And it's based in, traditional concepts of Eastern medicine, but also concepts of new cutting edge discoveries in energy medicine based in quantum physics. Yeah.
How did you get into it? Because I know that I usually come to you for massage. Can you tell me how you got into it?
Yes. So I started out as just a body worker, a massage therapist. And I quickly learned that there were other imbalances contributing to my clients' pain
Okay.
and symptoms. And so I wanted to find something that could help me help them figure that out.
Okay.
And Body Talk crossed my path.
Awesome. So how did you discover body talk? What drew you to this specific modality?
That is a very loaded question. It's interesting and it has a lot to do with astrology,
Okay.
how I found it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like I said, was trying to figure out like what this missing link was in helping my clients. And I have a yearly session with an amazing astrologer, Diane Garvin. She's based in South Africa. And I had my session with her and she kept saying, we were talking about my career. And she kept saying, I can see in your chart that you're gifted and that when you touch people, you know things about them. And you should consider looking into something called Body Talk. And being the know-it-all that I was at the time, I thought she was referring to body code.
Okay.
Or emotion code.
So it's not emotion code. It's entirely different from emotion code.
It's entirely different. And I had never heard of it, but I thought she misspoke and was referring to body code or emotion code, which did not resonate with me to be a practitioner.
Okay.
So I disregarded her advice, even though she said it like 3 more times in that session. And about 6 months later, I was taking a trip to Colorado and I just kept hearing her voice in my head. You should look into body talk, blah, 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 blah. And so I finally Googled it because it just would not let up. And there was a introductory training in the same town I was planning to visit in Colorado that weekend.
Okay.
And so I signed up and took the training after I read what it was about. I was, that's how I found it. But I do want to go back to your original question of how it differs from other holistic modalities because I feel that's important.
Is because when I heard of body talk, I immediately thought of a emotion code or what is it?
Body code
Body
and emotion
code,
code. Yeah. Which is a brilliant system by Dr. Bradley Nelson. But this is different. So, and the reason I want to talk about this is because it gives a good framework of what body talk actually is. So I'm going to take a step back and just review a little bit of history about the medical system and holistic modalities in modern medicine. So we have our modern medical system, which is based in Newtonian science. It's a Cartesian model of medicine. And this Cartesian model of medicine says that when something is complex, you take it apart, you figure out how all of the pieces work. And when you figure out how all the individual pieces work, you can understand the whole. Okay, so that's why we have heart specialists, and renal specialists and gastroenterologists. We have these specialists that are, taking apart the body and becoming experts in all of these different systems. Now, this is brilliant and has its value. However, we are not robots. If we were robots, this would work beautifully. But this Cartesian model of medicine leaves out 99% of what makes us individual. So that leads us into Body Talk, which is a quantum physics-based system of medicine. And according to quantum physics, emotions, energy, belief systems, perceptions, expectations form this sort of hierarchy of influence that affect the physical form. So using the body talk system, we can correct imbalance in all of these different areas. And that's what makes it truly holistic. So arguably, in my opinion, body talk is the only really holistic modality out there. Even acupuncturists are experts in the energy system of the body. Chiropractors are experts in the musculoskeletal system, which is still a Cartesian model of medicine. So again, all of these things have their value and their place, but body talk is so beautiful because we can truly look at every aspect of influence that a person has.
Okay, wonderful. So, how do you use neuromuscular feedback in a session? Because I know that you mentioned that it has to do with emotions and then also the energy field. And also, when I received a session from you before, you had tapped into my energy to check to see what needed to be cleared or healed. How do you check for that?
So we use neuromuscular biofeedback, which is a form of muscle testing or muscle checking. So I could teach a whole workshop on this, and I won't do that for the context of this interview, but it's a way of sort of combining left brain knowledge of what could be going on with somebody anatomically or physiologically, and then confirming it with right brain intuition. So I'm asking the body questions and I want a yes or no answer.
Okay.
And so the body on the table in front of me will give me a yes or no answer depending on how the muscle responds.
Okay. How would you know if it's a yes and how would you know if it's a no?
Okay, so when we're trained to do this, we're trained on what response is a yes and what response is a no. So to be more specific, a weaker muscle is actually a yes in body talk,
Okay.
and a tighter muscle is a no.
Okay.
So we're looking for change in fascia and hypertonicity of the muscle.
So if I tense up, it's a no. If I'm relaxed, it's a yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Can you test it real quick on my wrist? How do you go about checking for something? Does a client come in and say, I have this physical pain that I need to be healed. Can you check it and see if this is what I need? Or do they come in not know exactly what they need? They come in for a massage and then you touch and you're like, oh, they have more underlying problems that I need to fix with body talk. How does that?
So I get mixes of both. Okay. So I have clients who come to me for a massage and it's usually a chronic issue.
Okay.
And then I can kind of discern when I'm working on them, there's something else going on here that we can kind of figure out with body talk. But then I also have clients who come to me and say, I'm experiencing this illness or this pain. Can you muscle check me and help me figure that out? Now, I don't just sit down with somebody and like muscle test them like right here with you because it's priority based.
Oh.
So I'm going to put somebody on the table and I'm going to find out which category of healing is priority for that person. Do I need to look at environmental stressors? Is there a pathology that's priority, like an infection, an infectious process? Is there an injury? Maybe that will come up. Is there an emotional imbalance? I don't know. I can speculate, but I don't know because everybody's different. Nobody has the same set of symptoms, regardless of what we think. Everybody has different influences.
Okay.
So yeah.
That leads me into the question of what role does the client's belief system and consciousness play in the healing process? Meaning, how much, let's just say they're skeptical about the process, or they have a lot of environmental factors that cause this issue. How does that affect the healing process when you're working on them using body talk?
How does it affect the healing process? Like, how does it affect their...
Is it still effective? Would you say it's still effective as far as clearing? Even if they come in, they're like, I'm really not sure. I just want to give it a try. I heard about it. Let's see. Does it's still effective?
Absolutely. Yeah. I work on people like that quite a bit.
And they change and they say, oh, give me more.
It's more subtle. So in this realm of medicine, there's like 5 different levels to the body. There's the bliss body, which is where like spontaneous miracles take place. It's where you have a spiritual transformation. and that's at the top. And then there's the supramental body right below it, which is where your belief systems, your perceptions, your doubts, all of these things that filter the way you look at life exist. And then below that, you have the mental body, which is, your thoughts, your actual conscious thoughts, your attitudes, not your subconscious, your personality, different things like that. And then you have the vital body, which is the energy systems. So meridians, chakras, nerves, different energy pathways in the body. And then at the very bottom of the hierarchy is the physical. So in BodyTalk, we work under the theory that everything at the top influences everything at the bottom. So if somebody comes into me and they have a belief system around different types of medicine or different types of thoughts and ideas, there's likely actually an imbalance there that I can correct in a session. And it will help them kind of break free from them and begin to see life through a different lens if it's priority for them. I can't make that happen. I'm not just going to be, let me fix you because you doubt me. But it's the kind of thing. It's like, if that's priority, it'll come up.
Okay. So you give them recommendations and protocols to say, hey, noticing these kind of issues that are coming up, and then you give them recommendations and you give them guided, like you're saying, you would need this many sessions with me. How does it look like after a session when they're done with you in the very first one? What do you recommend after that? Depending on each person, of course.
Yeah, it depends on the session. We actually check innate. We call innate wisdom of the body. Lets us know. That's what we're communicating with. We were muscle testing, asking questions. We're communicating with the innate intelligence of the body. It will let us know if another session is a priority and in what time frame. So that's something I always ask at the end of a session, and then I communicate that to my client.
How long are your sessions normally when you do have a BodyTalk session?
45 minutes to an hour, give or take. If the intention is less, then I could do it in less.
10 more questions.
Yeah.
How do genetics and cultural teachings influence the body's current state according to the BodyTalk principle?
Does that make sense? So in BodyTalk, we look at genetic expression from the genetics point of view. So in epigenetics, meaning above genetics, it's said that environmental, inherited, or acquired influences can affect a person's genetic expression, meaning the way their genes express. So you could inherit a gene mutation from your mom, right? Now, that genetic mutation towards breast cancer, say you have a genetic mutation towards breast cancer or a genetic mutation towards bipolar disorder. That expression won't always manifest unless it's triggered by an environmental stressor. It can be triggered by a chemical imbalance, not a chemical imbalance, chemical exposure, like nuclear exposures, different toxins and things like that. Or it can be triggered for things in other dimensions like spiritual influences and things like that. So in BodyTalk, using neuromuscular biofeedback and the system of priority that we establish with innate, we can find those triggers and effectively neutralize them to change the way the genes express themselves.
Let's just say I have a mom that has a fear of swimming or fear of drowning. It gets passed on to me. Whenever I get in the water, I just am terrified that I'm going to drown for no reason, even though wearing a life jacket. Do you clear that as well? Or can you see that or muscle test for that to see if that can be cleared?
Yes. So if that comes up as a priority, it would come up as something called an active memory. An active memory is a belief system, a fear or a phobia or a perception that holds an emotional charge in a person's body. So something like that is this sort of ingrained belief system or pattern of fear that creates this emotional charge in the body. And we actually have a technique that we do to neutralize that and mobilize it.
So you've already explained what a BodyTalk session looks like. It's about 45 minutes. Have you seen it go over that time frame?
I haven't personally facilitated a session that was over 60 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as in-person sessions and remote sessions, are they as effective, and do you do both?
Yes. So, clinically, studies have been done in the BodyTalk system. Distance sessions have actually proven to be more effective.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, yes, I will.
Okay, awesome. So, Jenna, are there any other modalities that you use besides body talk and body work?
Yes, there are. So, I will check to see if I can serve my client using acupressure, essential oil application, manual body work, or the Lebowitz protocol of applied kinesiology.
Okay, let's look into it.
Okay. So, the Lebowitz protocol of applied kinesiology is a form of frequency medicine that allows me to muscle test and find different pathogens, foods, food sensitivities, heavy metals, hormone imbalance, a plethora of things that resonate with a person's body. So, example, I'm just going to grab a vial here. This is a mixed virus 2 vial. I had a client last week who was presenting with chronic hip pain, and it came up as a priority in her body talk session to test a virus vial over her hip. Did resonate with her. Viruses love the hips because there's lots of blood, there's lots of nutrients that they could feed off of. So since this vial resonated with her, I then went and found a medicinal herb and supplement that resonated with her body and put her on a protocol to help clean out that virus.
Awesome. Can you give me a demonstration on me and show our audience how a body talk session would look like?
Yes.
Okay, let's get into it.
When you first come in for a session with me, you'll fill out intake forms and we'll take a deep dive into your health history and your current symptoms that you're hoping to see change in. We'll chat for about 20 minutes and then you'll get on the table and we'll begin your healing journey. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bolster under the knees to support the low back. Is that comfortable? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to have your hand resting here on your belly, and you can just let your arm relax. And I'm going to begin asking innate questions. I don't normally do this process out loud, but for the context of this video, I will do that so you can really gain an understanding of my process as the facilitator. Is body talk a priority? Yes. So you see I'm just flicking her wrist up and down very gently to get my yes and no answers. Is body talk a priority? Yes. Are permissions a priority? No. Are sections a priority? Yes. Section 1? Yes. Details on section 1 a priority? Yes. More specific? Yes. EGB, organs, endocrines, body parts, energies. Further more specific on energies a priority? Yes. 7 chakras, meridians, pancreatic reflex point, meridians. Further more specific on meridians a priority? No. Further details on meridians a priority? Yes. Okay, is orientation a priority? Definition. Orientation. Okay. Time, person, place, object, activity, event, activity. Excuse me. It's actually work. Activity, event, animal, plant, work, money, emotions. The activity of going to work. Okay. Further more specific on the activity of going to work a priority? No. Further details on meridians oriented to the activity of going to work a priority? Yes. Physiological definition a priority? Yes. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Bear with me one moment. I have some investigating to do.
Work sounds right.
Okay. Is a specific meridian a priority? No. Okay. There's something else I need to find before we can do this balancing. BodyTalk is all about observation. So if innate wants me to observe certain information that's going on in your body, that's what's going to create the shift.
Okay.
Because as we know, in the quantum world, what you observe creates reality.
Mm.
So I want to create potential for change and shift in highest potential of health. So there's something else I need to observe. I'm just finding what that something else is. Okay. And I do stop and take notes.
Okay.
Sometimes these formulas can get a little bit complicated. So it helps me to take notes and also to look back on for future sessions so we can see what you've already balanced and what we've been working on.
Okay.
It's further physiological definition of the meridians a priority? No. Okay. Further details a priority? No. Is linking a priority? Okay. Is linking within meridians a priority? No. Within energies? No. Section 1, Section 2, Section 4. Details on Section 4 a priority? Yes. More specific? Yes. Body chemistry, active memory, cellular repair, lymph, circulation, nerve supply, musculoskeletal, cellular repair. Furthermore specific on cellular repair a priority? Yes. Vaccination, acquired, inherited. Acquired. Okay, is organ, endocrine, or body part a priority? Organ. Furthermore specific on organ a priority? Yes. Lungs, heart, liver, gallbladder, heart. Okay. Furthermore specific on the acquired cellular repair process of the heart a priority? Yes. Furthermore specific on the myocardium of the heart a priority? No. Further details on the myocardium of the heart a priority? No. Is further linking a priority? No. Is implementation a priority? Yes. Tab out? Yes. Okay. So we have what we call our first formula for balancing in a BodyTalk session. And a formula is basically like a little story that the subconscious body-mind shares with us. Okay? So we've got a full meridian balancing. We're going to do a technique to balance every meridian in your body and make sure that energy is flowing properly through those meridians. This is oriented to, meaning outwardly affected by, work.
Okay.
It's defined by the physiology of heart contraction, linked to an acquired cellular repair of the myocardium of the heart, which is actually the muscle that regulates proper heart contraction. Okay, so we are going to do this meridian balancing technique, and the benefit to this technique is that you should see a better adaptation to work stress on a subconscious and conscious level, and this is also nourishing the heart in some way. I'm not sure what that looks like for you or what that means for your body, but we are going to trust innate and do the balancing.
Okay.
Okay. So for this technique, I'm going to have you put your thumb and your pinkies together on both hands. Yeah. And then you're going to contact the temples like this. Perfect. I'm just going to pull your sleeve up a little bit. I'm just going to take a minute to find your pulse. Okay, I'm going to have you open your eyes, and you're going to roll your eyes in a clockwise circle, nice and big, pretty slow, about 3 times. A little slower. Good. Okay, you can relax. And we're going to do that again. Okay.
Roll it again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know why I hold my breath when I do that.
It's okay. You're doing a lot at one time. Still work. Good. Okay. All right, now I'm going to come over to the other side. Do both sides here. Pinky and thumb. Temples. Yes. Perfect. All right, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll your eyes again 3 times, nice and slow. Relax your hands. Is this formula still a priority? No. Okay. So when we finish tapping out or implementing a technique for one formula, we then check to see if there are any more balancings that are priority.
Okay.
Do you want me to do that for the purpose of the video? Yeah. Okay.
So you normally check to see if there's anything left, meaning has it fully cleared? Do you double check, or when you did that side and this side, and then do you do a full round where you check has that been cleared? Do you do that?
That's what I'm doing
Oh,
when I'm
okay.
saying, is this formula still a priority?
Oh, okay, okay.
If it was still a priority, I would have to do it again.
Ah, okay.
But when it's not still a priority, that means I can move on and I can find our next balancing
Got it. Okay.
or our next clearing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am okay to move on.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Are meridians still a priority? No. Are energies still a priority? No. Section 1, Section 2, Section 2. Furthermore specific on environment a priority? Yes. General? Yes. Furthermore specific on general environment a priority? Yes. Time, person, place, object, activity, event, animal, plant, work, money, emotions. Event. Furthermore specific on event a priority? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Have you done any events recently aside from the one that you just shared with me before we started this video?
No.
That's the most recent one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when an environmental balancing comes up, we're looking at an external environmental stressor. And it doesn't have to be something that has stressed you out consciously. It could be a subconscious influence in some way, or a subconscious trigger, or something that just something about it bothered you. You don't know what. It doesn't have to be concrete. The subconscious mind knows what to do. So for this, we're looking at that event entering in through the head, heart, pelvis. The heart space is your heart's work, affecting the organ, endocrine, body part, organ, lung, heart, liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen, small intestine, large intestine, bladder, kidneys, liver. Okay. Furthermore specific on the liver a priority? Yes. This demo session is taking us deep.
Sorry.
No, it's good. Right or left lobe of the liver. I'm just going to take a little note here.
I like how you're thorough.
Thank you. Okay. Furthermore specific on the left lobe of the liver a priority? No. Further details on the left lobe of the liver a priority? Yes. Orientation, definition. Okay. Further more specific on definition of priority? Yes. Physiological, emotional. Okay. So when I find a emotional definition for something, I sometimes need to look up synonyms for certain words, because it has to be the right word to define an emotion, because words carry vibrational frequencies. And we want to pinpoint the vibration of the word that describes the emotion we want to mobilize in your body. So I'm going to take a minute and figure that out. To do that, I need to get up and I need to look at my phone. Okay, yeah. If I'm going to actually do this session properly. Okay. It's like having a thesaurus on hand.
Do you have a list of emotions? Let's just say it has to do with the heart and it has to do with like sadness, grief, or whatever it's related to heart. Is there a list for that?
There's a basic list that we have that we check. So anytime an emotional definition comes up, we check fear, anger, and then we check joy, sadness. So joy, sadness in Chinese medicine is kind of one and the same. They operate at the same frequency. So I'm getting a yes to joy, sadness with you, but I need to figure out which side of the spectrum is it on and what's the correct word. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Okay. And again, this may not be something that you consciously experienced. It could have been a subconscious trigger. I'm not sure, but we are working with the emotion of dejection, feeling dejected in some way. And is there anything else we need to know about this emotion? No. Okay. Is further details on this a priority? No. Is linking a priority? Yes. Is linking with an environment a priority? No. Linking up to section 1 a priority? No. Section 4? No. Other modalities? Yes. Okay. Is acupressure a priority? No. Essential oil application a priority? No. Applied kinesiology testing? Priority? Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to get out my vials.
Okay.
And I'm going to figure out something there before we tap out and do this clearing.
The vials that you showed me earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yeah.
We get to play with that.
Yes, we do. Yeah. We sure do. Okay. I need to put a hand on you quick. Okay. All right, so for this next step, I actually am going to need both of your arms. Okay, so you're going to take this hand and you're going to put it in front of your body like this.
In front.
Here.
No.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Feels a little bit awkward, but the left arm, you don't need to do that with, just the right.
Just relax the left arm.
Nope, you're going to give it to me.
Okay.
Okay, turn it this way. Keep your elbow straight. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure. You want to resist me, so try not to let me push your arm down.
Okay.
Okay? Good. And again. Resist. The location where you had this event at, was it, what kind of building was it in? Was it a new building? Was it an office building? Was it a home?
A home.
Was it a new build? Do you know? Did it
Fairly
seem
new.
like it?
Not a new build, but it renovated.
Okay, try to move your arm over. Yep, right there. Resist.
Modern.
Make it. Right here. Yep. Resist. Bring your arm over even more. Yep. Can I see that again? Resist.
My left arm feels weak.
Yes. Resist. That's nice and strong. Okay. So with this protocol here, a weak muscle is a yes. That's a positive answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Resist. So you're nice and strong with that.
Oh, okay.
Nice and strong. That's a no. That basically means no to this file.
Ah, okay.
But I'm going to grab this file. Resist. Okay, you can relax.
That was a yes.
Yes, correct. Okay. Have you had dental work done recently?
I need to get dental work done. I have to find a new dentist.
But you haven't had any done lately.
No.
Do you have any like fillings or like metal in your mouth?
Yeah, from a long time ago.
Okay. Let me take a quick note and I'll tell you what I found. Mixed dental chemicals. Mixed personal care. And inhalants, like environmental chemicals.
Okay. I did use a lot of chemicals when I went to Hawaii.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a lot of spraying and like hair products. It was just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this will help it clear out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Further more specific on Lebowitz protocol? No. Right. Is further linking a priority? Yes. Okay. Is linking within Lebowitz protocol a priority? No. Within BodyTalk system a priority? Yes. Section 4, Section 2, Section 1. Details on Section 1 a priority? Yes. EGB, organs, endocrines, body parts. Furthermore specific on body parts a priority? Yes. Brain, head. Head. Okay. Furthermore specific on head a priority? Sensory organs, hair, face, neck, sensory organs. Furthermore specific on sensory organs a priority? Yes. Eyes, nose, nose. Furthermore specific on the nose a priority? No. Further details on the nose a priority? Yes. Orientation, definition, physiological definition. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting. Further physiological definition on the nose a priority? No. Okay. Further details on the nose a priority? No. Further linking a priority? No. Is implementation a priority? Yes. Tap out? Yes. Okay, so we have this sort of environmental stressor of this event, and that doesn't have a negative or positive connotation. It just is the energy of that event.
Okay.
Entering in through the heart space, affecting the left lobe of the liver, defined by an emotion of feeling dejected in some way. This is linked to some chemical exposure or toxicity that your body is currently adapting to and working through. And then this is linking back into the nose, the sensory organ of the nose, defined by the physiology of converting smells through the olfactory nerve into the limbic part of the brain. So, you know, when you like smell something that smells familiar, it makes you feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
That process.
Okay.
So we're working on balancing that process in relation to everything else that I said.
Okay.
So again, just a little story that the body shares. I'm not going to put meaning to what it is because it's not my story.
Okay.
So we're just going to trust innate and let your body and subconscious balance what it needs to balance to create optimal healing in your body and mind. Okay. So for this next one, I'm going to have you put a hand over the heart space. Beautiful. And you're just going to feel me tap.
Okay.
So with this tapping, I am initiating her body's own healing response, tapping on the brain, saying, hey brain, pay attention to this formula that Innate just shared with us, these different imbalances. And then I'm tapping over the heart space to waken up something called the Haita nerve.
Okay.
The Haita nerve is responsible for storing memory of the changes that we're making.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm tapping on the gut brain. We all have heard the gut brain.
Mm-hmm.
To assimilate the changes and put them into action.
Okay.
To get the brain to send nutrients where they need to go to create a healing environment. And this formula is complete. It's released. Is this formula still a priority? No. Okay. Section 2 still a priority? No. Section 1, Section 4, other modalities. Is ending the session a priority? Yes. Okay. How long will this take her body to process? 2-day processing time. So in Chinese medicine, energy flows through each organ every 2 hours.
Okay.
It takes a 24-hour cycle for that full energy to flow through each organ in the body. Excuse me. So it will take 2 days for energy to cycle through each one of your organs and integrate the subtle changes that we made in your session today.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Priority for another BodyTalk session. No sooner than 4 weeks. Anytime after 4 weeks.
Okay.
Is priority for another session.
Okay. Yay.
And that is all we have for you today.
Thank you for the session. Thank you, Jenna. Yeah. To book an in-person or remote session with Jenna, contact her through her website and social media links in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. Please leave any questions or comments below. Let us know what you liked about this video. Until next time, thank you for joining Healing Abundance, your host, Lisa San.